Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. We're over on the free-to-play. I really just wanted to make an update talking about Thor. Obviously, I've already made an update about Odin and how much he changed my account. But Thor on both the free-to-play and the main account has been a massive improvement overall. So, if you've been following the free-to-play account for a little while, you'll know that my main kind of arena nuker, but also wave clear champion so far has been Sun Wukong. I've replaced him with Thor in a lot of areas, and a lot of my teams have sped up. Now, you really can't exactly tell because I've already done it and tested, and so you won't know what my old team was unless you kind of go back and look. But for the areas where I haven't done it in Spider yet, so we can definitely try that here now. Let's test this live here and see if we can get an improvement on our Spider team if we take out the Wukong and put in the Thor and see how that impacts the team a little bit here. We'll take it off Super Raids. What is the... Let's see, it's a minute 26. This is not super tuned. There's probably a better way to kind of tune this particular run, but I kind of want to see what happens here. And that'll give me an idea of how I want to tune it as well. Okay, so we don't want Mithrala to be opening up with that after all, but still, it looks to be going a lot faster. In fact, I'm wondering, since Thor is going to hit with his heavier hit now, he might actually just... Did he already use his A2? It feels like his A2 should have been available. Because wasn't that his second hit? I don't know. With this Hex... Ooh, okay. So yeah, he's doing... I can already tell that he is coding was not great there. So we'll fix that. I just assumed that he would do what I want him to do in that circumstance. But we can fix that. So let's prioritize this and then this. And we would have done it much faster. Let's just go ahead and test it on stage 3. And I'm actually fine with that. I would prefer that Newt use the Hex and kind of kill all the Spiderlings there, but I have a suspicion that Thor is going to destroy all these little Spiderlings here and finish the boss. Yeah, basically. Alright, so I can definitely play around with this, but you can see what Thor can do. Wukong was not doing that level of damage. They're not built that differently. Thor just hits a lot harder than what, and then there's this passive triggering there. So Thor is just hitting a lot harder than what my Wukong can do. And so... yes, we've got an improvement there. We had an improvement on wave clear in Dragon. Fire Knight, we still don't have an ally attacker, and I haven't really given that much of a try without an ally attacker. I'm pretty content with the team I have here for Ice Golem. I could probably put Wukong in, or sorry, Thor in for Wukong, but I'm not really willing to test that right now. Just because I know that Ice Golem is just frustrating to deal with. So I'll toy around with that later. For Minotaur, he was recently the one being farmed, but now he can take the place here. In fact, I'd probably do something like that and make this the champion spot for whoever is going to be leveling up their masteries. But yeah, he just absolutely smacks. He also brings decreased speed. On this account, I actually have him built pretty well with some accuracy, so 249. Over on my main account, his accuracy is very low. but I did get more attack. So, I've made a few trade-offs, and I just have better gear on this account. Good speed boots with good crit rate and attack percent and crit damage, that just happen to be feral, tossing in an additional 40 accuracy there, and so on and so forth. So, really, really love Thor a lot. Now let's talk about like how else, okay, wave clear, whatever. He has become my main nuker in arena over Wukong. I still think Wukong has a lot of functionality, but Thor hits a lot harder. And to be brutally honest, I don't really get any value out of Wukong's buff strip, right? I'm not at the highest level of arena. I'm still competing, especially on the free to play. I am at gold 5, but I'm still competing with other champions kind of in my range. I'm not really competing with a lot of stone skin or anything too crazy. And even then, I have Odin now. So it's a little redundant to have, Odin. I sometimes I call Thor Odin and Odin Thor, but I am correct this time. We have Odin, who is our buff stripper. So we don't necessarily need an additional buff strip from a Wukong. And so I like that. You'll see, like, not even, there's not even stone skin in this fight, which normally you would expect to see that. There you go. So, could Wukong have done the same amount of damage? In fact, Wukong probably could have cleared that with his A2. But I like opening with the A3 on Thor a little bit better. For the decreased speed, and of course it increases his damage because of the mastery, or the blessing. I have a 4-star on both of them as well, but I really, really like. I just like Thor. He hits really, really hard. We'll show you the build here. So 6,000 attack, 221 speed, 104% crit rate, 264% crit damage, and then 249 accuracy. When we compare that to my Wukong, 190 speed, 5691 attack, so less attack, only 99% crit rate, but 276 crit damage, which I think was more by a little bit. Yeah. We're getting a lot more attack on Thor than we are on Wukong. Now, that's not Thor's fault. If I was to take the gear from Thor, my son Wukong would have those similar stats. A big reason that I'm able to get more stats on Thor is because he's in lethal as opposed to savage set on Wukong. It is possible that, maybe I would have better results if Wukong had these types of stats, right? Being faster, hitting harder, having more attack, etc. We are doing, we have only 205 accuracy on the Wukong because we have to use currently an accuracy banner, right? So with Thor, I'm actually using an attack banner that happened to roll accuracy on the Ascension stat, and I'm completing a pinpoint set, so I'm getting 20 more accuracy there. We're getting accuracy from the boots, and we managed to get accuracy on some of the rolls here. So not too bad when it comes to the stats. Now, I haven't looked too much at pinpoint options for skinwalkers. It does look like I have quite a bit, though. So I could perhaps just rebuild my Wukong and try to get better stats out of him for that. But, between pinpoint and one piece of feral, we're getting good accuracy. And you guys saw the results. Just, he smacks. And I'm not complaining at all about how he's performing, but he's done some other stuff for me too. It's one thing to just be a good nuker, but he's able to farm Nightmare Campaign now. And so this is actually, I'm gonna be real with you, something that I kind of Googled. I know there's been a conversation for a long time. Where should you farm? A lot of players farm on 12.3 Brutal. That's where I have farmed on both of my accounts on 12.3 Brutal until now. And I'm not going to 100% say that Thor is the reason. It's entirely possible that I could have done this with a different champion. And I want to make that clear. This is more of an oversight game wise rather than necessarily Thor being good for this. But the fact of the matter is that on both of my accounts, Thor can perform on 12.6 Brutal. And I'm sure you're like, what do you mean 12.6? You're supposed to be farming 12.3. So, it's actually easier to do stage 6 than it is stage 3. You'll see 13 seconds here, 7 seconds here. I get a little bit more silver from stage 3, but I get more experience from stage 6 and a faster time. So this is kind of where I want to start farming my food, especially on the free-to-play, because it will go faster, and that really matters. That is the biggest drawback. Over on the main account, which I'll swap to real quick, I have the XP boost. Sorry, not that. Raid card. I have the raid card on the main account. This is the main account. You can clearly see I'm Roadblock. I do not have this on the free-to-play. Just to clarify, right, that these are different, right? Free-to-play doesn't have it. But on the main account, I have the raid card. So I get extra XP and silver and stuff. So I can knock out a tournament, a champion training tournament, champion training event on this account very, very quickly, right? I just throw a bunch of I'd say hour and a half maybe, generating all my points if I'm using brews the way that, I've talked about in past videos. We're not here to talk about champion training, but whenever I do this, when I'm doing a fusion, for example, and I need to do champion training on both accounts, it's very, very quick and easy on the main account, and it's a slog fest. Like, it just takes forever over on the free-to-play. I just feel like I'm over here, and it's just like, come on. I'm sure you're like, use multi-battles, use RSL Helper. I actually do it manually on both accounts. I just don't know why. It's easier. I queue up a video, and I just hit run battle. We all play the game our own way. Judge me if you want to. I don't care. That's how I play, and that's how I'm going to keep playing. But now, instead of doing 12.3 Brutal, I'm going to do 12.6 Nightmare. What are the drawbacks, if any, of doing Nightmare? I already said you do get more energy. What I will not get is Mystery Shards, which you can actually run out pretty quickly if you're not routinely campaign farming. I, however, do have 2,000 Mystery Shards. Compare that to the main account, 6,000. If I ever get low, I just drop on down to Brutal, and I go back to farming that way. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to keep up with the Mystery Shard count on over here. I do buy every single one that I see in the market. I know that's not a lot, but you'll see that was at least 2 right here. I bought 3 earlier, so I feel like I'll keep up. I spend about 10 a day, so I'm not worried about going, negative on my Mystery Shard daily collection. But if it does become a problem, I'll change it. 12.6 Nightmare. I'm actually blocking it. I apologize, guys. So this is Nightmare. We'll go to stage 12.6. You can see I have food in there, and I'll run it. So he's going to have 1A1, I think. Oh, doesn't even matter. Yeah. He's fast enough that he's able to get the 2 turns. There was a time where one of the food that I was running for a short while was just a little bit fast enough to Thor would get a turn and then get past and go again after them. But regardless, you just saw it there. That was a 10-second farm, a little bit slower than an ideal 6-second farm, but I'll take that for the XP difference that I get. And that was something that I just never really considered doing. And I didn't think it would be just this easy. But Thor is that good. He hits that hard. He is going to be my wave clear. In fact, I haven't even looked at this yet, but I can't right now. But I got to put him in Doom Tower next, too. I need to get him in there over Wukong. Just the damage output is way stronger. It'll probably speed up my progression. You'll see I currently don't have keys. I guess I could run an old key, huh? Yeah, let's run this one and see what this does. I didn't even think about that. I forgot, once you open them, you can rerun them. Ah, I wish it was on auto. Right. Hopefully, if I replay it, it'll be on auto. There we go. Okay. Because I want to get the timing accurate. I don't want there to be like a 3-second delay, and it was all on me. Don't judge me too harshly on the effectiveness of this team, or the efficiency of this team. It works, and because of the way that Doom Tower battles work now, I'm very much the type of person that says, run these, and then I go and watch a video, or I play another game, or I go make dinner. You know, like, I don't mind too much that this may take just a little bit longer. So, we're just going to let this one go here. Kind of see. Now, I've actually already made a Thor video, but it wasn't, and I don't want to go too deep into it. Maybe I'll make another video about it, but I've just been really, really behind on content creation, between streaming and a lot of stuff going on in my real life. My family's moving. I can, like I said, maybe I make a video on it. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments explaining what's going on. But long story short, I have been very, very busy in my personal life and haven't been making content, but also keeping up my streaming schedule. And I'm glad that I didn't release that video, because now I've found that Thor can do so much more for me than what I talked about him doing in that video. Okay, so that was 1:32. Let's go ahead and try. I feel like this is going to be fine. It was our wave clear team. We'll take out Sun Wukong. And this, plain and simple, could just be a gear issue. If I was to put the gear that I have on Thor over on Wukong, he might actually hit maybe even faster. I really don't know. But what I do know is that it works on Thor, and if it ain't broke, let's see what he does here. I'll do this, and I'll probably have to auto it, so I'm ready to click that button. It's already on auto, so here we go. Because everything is better on Thor with my build. He's faster, he's got more attack in this build. That was definitely a harder hit. I kind of wish that he wouldn't waste his A2 there, but it's not that bad because Elagaeus did Elagaeus things. So I'll get another hit on him, which, wow, that was already off cooldown. Interesting. The extra hit there. I mean, the cooldowns are a little annoying, but, you know, I would like to not see an A2 wasted on a single target, but it is what it is. Definitely smacks. I mean, we're already on pace here. If he gets another turn here quickly, we would save, like, what, 20 seconds, I think it would have been? It was like 1:30. So not too different. I could probably fix that a little bit, honestly, but with some tweaking of the usage, but we did save some time. So yeah, I mean, I think Thor is just amazing, and I wanted to showcase this mostly for a lot of the other viewers that are, you know, of the channel who may not be thinking of Thor as more than just a nuker, right? He is performing at every level. And I want to also kind of explain how I came across this. This was an accident. So at work today, we were having a discussion about Mortu Macabre on Brutal in my Discord while I was at work. And so I logged in on my phone, I changed it to Nightmare, and then I went in to take a look and be like, you know, okay, what... We were just debating the peril mechanic and what level it was. I don't need to get into it. Anyways, I forgot it was on Nightmare. So when I came home and I ran my 12-3, I put Wukong in, and the team failed. Or no, so when I tested this, that's okay. So when I wanted to experiment and find out what the settings were for Mortu Macabre, I filled it up with a full team, and I put Thor in the front. So then when I came home and I was like, I had a full thing, right? This was all legendaries. And I was like, oh, well, we don't need that. Let me take them out. And Thor was in the front, and I was like, I wonder how good Thor is as a campaign farmer. Let's find out. And I ran it on 12-3 Nightmare. And so let me run it, and I'll kind of show you what my thoughts were when I did it. I was like, oh, he sucks. He's you know, he's not clearing this fast enough. Oh wait, that looked better. Why did the first hit look so bad? What was that? That was weird. Okay. Well, that's not great. I mean, that's 13 seconds. Wukong does it faster. Let's go ahead and put Wukong back in. So then I put Wukong back in, and I'll show you kind of what happened. So I put Wukong in. And this is what happened. Now, I wasn't necessarily watching this. I came back from, you know, being like, okay, I'll do a run, and I came back, and I failed. And I was like, Wukong doesn't fail on 12-3 Brutal? Because I thought I was on Brutal still. None of it made sense to me. And that's when I realized, wait a minute. That wasn't Brutal. That was Nightmare. And it was a 13-second run on Nightmare for Thor. And Wukong can't even do that. So I did a little Googling, and I learned about, you know, what is the appropriate level. So the best stage is 12-6 Nightmare because it's easier, right? You saw Thor struggled up there, and he went way faster down here. I am going to test it with Wukong because I haven't done this yet. Wukong's been my campaign farmer for a very, very long time. But it's not ideal right there, I will be honest. You know, definitely taking longer and taking hits. I don't think Thor got hit once. Alright, so he can do it, but that was sketchy and much longer. Let's put Thor back in there and run that again. Oh, yeah. Love it. Beautiful. And there's still room to grow on my Thor. Now I need to do this for my sanity, which I'm gonna have to do this twice probably. But what do I mean by there's room to grow? Well, I still have a lot of things to max out as far as ascensions, enchants. You know, he is not complete. We'll do it one more time, just so I don't know if this is a thing for you guys, but for me and just the way that I am, if I don't do this when I come back in to farm later, I am going to forget to replace that level 30 guy that was fully leveled. Beautiful. There's that 7 seconds right there. All right. So I always have to do that last one so that the team is ready to go next time I want to use it. But let me explain what I mean by there's still room for him. So we've got Thor here. I need to re-roll this to get attack percent. I need to re-roll this to get crit damage. I need to re-roll this to get crit damage. So we still have a lot to go. I have crit damage here. this never rolled crit damage, and because of this gear kind of sucking, I actually have this amulet just to make me be able to get 100% crit rate, or 99% crit rate even. So, yeah, this is and it's only a 5-star next. So right out the gate, like Thor is just built better. I got really good lethal gear on him. This is some of the best gear on my account. And we also had really good ascension here and here. I didn't max this one out, mostly because it was a blue piece, but to be completely honest, I might as well go ahead and do that. Those resources are a little more limited, so I don't like to use them as much on, say, a blue piece. For example, if I was to get this to roll crit damage, that would be better use of my resources. And we can try that real quick. Let's see if we can get lucky on camera. No. One more time, maybe? No. Okay. Well, I'll keep re-rolling that. And eventually I will get him, maxed out, because he just absolutely smacks. We did get attack up here on these stats, and we do have attack on the boots. I would argue that speed would be better, I think, just for the time being, because I really wanted to get him, I wanted him to be around 7,000 attack if possible, but 6,000 attack with another, the 20% on the boots. I will take that for now, but I will probably upgrade that to speed later, because he is only 221 speed. I'd like him to be faster, but this is definitely much better gear on him than what I previously had on Wukong, and he just does everything I want out of a nuker. So we'll call that a video. Thank you guys for watching. I do apologize for content not coming out as frequently the last couple of days. My life is chaos. Look forward to more improvement about that after the holidays. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make a dedicated video kind of explaining what's going on with a little bit more detail. I'm not going to go crazy on the detail. But as always, thank you guys for watching. If you like my content, if you're new here and you have not yet clicked that subscribe button, please consider doing so. That is the best way right now to support my channel, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.